All right, welcome back to the show. All right, I got to get Tony's opinion on this because it is old school with Tony Segreto. And what's your real thought about that Dolphins theme song? I mean,
The
the whole
what?
history of it. Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like
Yeah,
no one's
I
ever
love the
seen.
song. So,
You
I
do
mean,
like it, okay?
are we still arguing? I mean, you've got to put it in perspective of when it came out. Okay, so if in today's world, it's probably a dumb song,
Yeah,
but back then it was the
it was
song.
swinging. Yeah,
Even though the Houston Oilers claimed, but then that whole
it
controversy
sounded
started.
exactly like their song, Tony. Would you
Exactly.
agree? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
you conducted a couple
they
of
didn't
tests.
they didn't start it. They did it after we started the one that the Dolphins did.
Oh, really?
So yeah, yeah, the Dolphins started it first back in '68. So it
I'm
was
thinking of all the great musicians though that are here. Like, I mean, in all genres of music, including the Estefans. I mean, you got
are
the
you
great
like
flautist
come
Nestor
on, man. I
Torres.
mean, if you listen do you listen to the songs from the '50s? Come on, in the '40s? Come on, man. What like what yeah, how
Lenny Kravitz lives down here. I mean, he couldn't come up with something. Lenny Kravitz.
this he wasn't down here then.
No, but I mean a new song. I mean,
And
there's a
like
time to institute a new song.
why don't you bitch about pasta? What is there anything else you can find wrong with
No,
the
that's great.
world?
It's always going to
What
be great.
what else is yeah, oh my
I'm just
gosh.
curious your
Oh,
opinion on it.
wait a minute. Something's great. And he oh my gosh. Oh, I
I didn't
tell
know
you,
if you liked the song, Tony. I
poor
just was
Mustang.
questioning
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
I it's not one of those things I don't like it or dislike it. It's just
All
true of
right.
the team. Yeah.
Well,
Did you ever watch the 72 team on
I
NFL
haven't
Films?
had a chance to see that yet, and I mean to
Hmm.
dedicate some time to it because
Yeah,
obviously, very football
dedicating an
intensive.
hour is tough for you, huh?
No, but I mean, I watch a lot of live football over the weekend here, so I mean, I was not inclined to turn on like
5 days
a
during the
documentary
week,
on
though.
football, and there was a lot of other stuff happening that I'm interested in, including the Australian Open, which has been kind of a I mean, a very, as my friend Al Bernstein would say, a very intriguing tournament so
Mm.
far, with a little movement, a little ascent of the American game, finally showing some signs of life there with not just some really young kids, but some guys that have been around for a little while starting to mature a little bit. All right, let's
So
take
what did you
these
think of the
games here.
what did you think of the games? What did you think of the games this
Well,
weekend?
I kind of gave my thoughts on them, so I want to get yours. Cincinnati and Buffalo, total
Surprised.
domination by the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, Buffalo didn't even
Surprised.
show up.
Surprised. Surprised how not just how they dominated, how they handled everything better.
Yeah,
I was absolutely shocked. Um, and it was like Buffalo, you kind of got a sense that the week before Buffalo was sort of gasping for air against the Dolphins, right? Listen,
life
I'm
and
not
death
going
to
to
beat the
take it.
Dolphins. I mean, come on.
I take nothing away from what the Dolphins scheme. Their defense was fantastic, but I there was still that you could feel the Bills kind of gasping for breath, and I thought, well, maybe it was just an aberration. But here come the Bengals. They're banged up on the offensive line. The footing is horrible. They're is there. I mean, no pun intended, but the perfect storm for Buffalo to come out and win and go to the conference championship. And instead, Cincinnati said, "Screw that." And they just totally dominated. I mean, they dominated them in every area. Was there
Yeah.
any Cincinnati was going to win that game? Any doubt?
I mean, you
I
might have
went
been able
into
to make a
that. I
case
went,
at 14-7.
yeah. I
There's
mean,
always
I
a
thought
chance.
that okay, they're let
They
when it
immediately
got
responded, though,
yeah
which was
yeah
a
yeah,
sign.
and then it was wow. It was like a rolling stone down a hill. It was the stone
How does that happen, though?
that
Backup
just
offensive
wouldn't you
linemen.
couldn't
I mean,
stop it.
well, we've had any number of bag ladies that we picked up off the streets here in the last several years with the Miami Dolphins trying to fill, what was already a makeshift patchwork offensive line, just to fill, holes with somebody, a body. And, Cincinnati's offensive line with their starters wasn't all that much. So, I mean, we always see visions of Burrow running for his
Yeah,
life and getting sacked in
I coached him
number
up,
of times.
man.
They look like the hogs in there. Are you kidding me? I mean, they were just mowing down the Buffalo Bills defensive front,
They
which was supposed to
yeah,
be good.
that they were on their heels. The Bills were on
Yes,
their heels
yes.
all day. They were on
It
skates.
was great.
And it was weird to watch. It was
All right.
weird to watch. Me and my son and daughter were talking, and it was one of those things where we really either team would have been fine to get in the conference. I think we all had a lean toward Buffalo. We just thought it was a great story. But the way Cincinnati play, man, it's that conference game is going to be fantastic. It's going to be
Yeah.
Mahomes against Burrow.
Well, and
And
we don't know what we're going to get from Mahomes because
yeah,
he can say
exactly.
all he wants that the thing's not going to bother him, but usually it's worse like the next day. Those
Yeah,
kind
but
of injuries.
they said the next day that he was much better than they could
Oh
have
yeah,
ever
okay, good.
imagined. So,
Because you want to see him at full strength. That's for
well,
sure.
I don't know if he'll ever. I don't know if he's going to be at full strength, but he's going to be at full as much strength as he possibly can be. I will tell you this: you've got.
He looked like Verbal Kent running up to the line of scrimmage in the late going there when he was trying. I mean, just
Well, no.
with a hideous limp.
As soon as I saw him start to do that, I thought of Willis Reed. I mean, it was just like
Yeah.
Willis Reed all over again, man.
But Willis was only out there in a showcase. This guy was going to have to carry the team. Although,
Yeah.
how about I wouldn't give a penny for Chad Henne coming
How
in there?
about Chad Henne? God bless him, man.
I thought that was his
37
kid a couple of weeks ago. I really did. I didn't,
37 years old, and he's still playing. And again, whoever says coaches don't matter is bullshit, because coaches matter. And Henny's life is resurrected with a guy like Andy Reid. I mean, he's been there 3 years, and he comes in, he does what he has to do. Listen, he doesn't hurt him, right? Coaches tell you, I'm going to put a guy in, as long as you don't hurt me, I'm good.
drove
If
him
you hurt
98
me,
yards and made some key plays. It wasn't like it was all
made some
gimmies,
key plays.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I thought that was great. So it certainly sets up, and I thought the point spread was kind of interesting, didn't you?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I got beat by that in my personal bookmaking ventures. But
No,
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
mean,
about the one coming up, Cincinnati.
oh,
Yeah,
not surprising because I think you have to take into account since he's beaten them 3 times in a row. They've beaten him in this spot as recently as last year.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have been vulnerable, all year long, and especially vulnerable to the point
The
spread.
spread.
And since he's been, badly underestimated, I think the last several weeks.
yeah, they have. And I'll tell you, Joe Cool is living up to that moniker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been
Jesus.
great. Yeah.
He has been just, just absolutely incredible. And, I think he was set up a little bit when he was playing in college, because if you recall, LSU did not have a great offensive line. And he got his butt kicked at LSU a lot. So I think going to Cincinnati wasn't that much of a downgrade or an upgrade. It was pretty much the same. But then I never would have thought. I thought Philadelphia would win.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they'd speedboat them.
Annihilation. Yeah, total annihilation. That was a surprise, I think, to a lot of people. You weren't alone in that, Tony. Because many people were recommending taking a 7 on the hook with the Giants. And it's weird to gauge the bounce factor in these postseason games, because the Giants couldn't have looked any more in sync the week before against Minnesota, and they couldn't have looked any more disoriented in this game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I keep saying this because I haven't watched a ton of Eagles football this year, but they have to be damn good to be doing what they're doing. And Jalen Hurts looked fine in this game, even though, he wasn't afraid to challenge his injured shoulder being re-injured, because he was diving forward, trying to make yardage on attempts to get first downs and things of that nature.
All I know is if I were a working journalist, daily working journalist like I was, you could not ask for better storylines than these two games coming up on Sunday. You could not ask for 4 leading men than the 4 leading men in this game. When Jalen Hurts, great story. Joe Burrow, great story, and lives up to that whole. You got to be a good-looking guy to be a quarterback. Mahomes, he is everybody's backyard quarterback. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, go on and on. I mean, every storyline is spectacular, and I just think it's and the Jalen Hurts story, I think, is if there is anybody who faces tough roads and gets slapped in the face and has to keep overcoming hurdles. If Jalen Hurts doesn't fit that role, and people don't cheer for that young man, think about what he's been through and how he was replaced in Alabama, comes in and saves the day, and then goes to Oklahoma. And I mean, just great stories, absolutely great storylines. And then the other ones, even the bit players, even the guys that aren't, the quarterbacks, are just really four teams with incredible storylines that everybody's going to seize for sure.
Yeah. Philadelphia, very impressive, though, in that game against the Giants. I would have to give them the edge over San Francisco with the 49ers going on the road in this game. And now Brock Purdy having to stand up there again and distinguish himself. And we were saying this. I mean, if the Dallas defensive backs could catch, Purdy would have had like 2 or 3 picks in that game.
Oh,
I mean,
geez. Oh
just
my
some
God.
real ugly ones, too. So, he got away with some stuff. He hasn't made the big bozo play, which, backup quarterbacks of this nature are inclined to do after a while. So that's to his credit. But he has come close a few times to unraveling. So I don't know. Philadelphia, if they don't win this ball game, I would be surprised. I really would.
I think it's going to be a great Sunday. I found it curious that it was that they put the NFC game first. It's usually the NFC game is second, but I found that curious that's
well,
going to be the
Mahomes and
first
Burrow.
game.
I mean,
But
a
that
marquee
exactly
quarterback matchup.
that's about as good as it gets right there. So
So going to be a lot of fun. I mean,
it's
very
going to be
entertaining,
great.
wildly entertaining NFL season, and still more to go. And then you can have the Super Bowl. And by the way, Tony, if you weren't familiar with this, Rihanna is going to be doing a halftime show.
Oh, listen.
They've
Oh
never
my!
advertised so
I'm
much.
going to have to. I'm going to have to give you.
I'm surprised I didn't throw a couple of Masters promos in there also.
I'm not sure if I'm more excited about Rihanna doing halftime or if I'm more excited about the flag football game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Well, what is this dodgeball as part of now the
Oh, my
NFL
gosh.
Pro Bowl game?
I get a call. Yeah.
Dodgeball.
I get a call on Friday from. It was like Friday evening. But by the way, it is. I'm going to have to give you guys a peek outside. I have to fix this up to show you outside.
Oh wow, yeah, it looks.
It is really snowing. It
wow.
is really, really snowing. But anyway, I get a call from ESPN on Friday afternoon, like 5:30, and they called. They wanted to get my assessment of the NFL Films hour special on the 72 team.
Right.
So I gave them my assessment, what I thought, and
what'd you think?
I thought it was brilliantly done.
Oh, okay, good.
I thought listen. They found Coach Shula's diary, basically.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were telling us.
And but so they asked me a few questions because their special on the 72 team drops. It's going to be on right before the flag football game.
Mm.
What is that? Is that coming up this week?
February.
No. The week between the Super
February
Bowl.
5th, I believe it is. Yeah, February 5th. It's going to be on the hour before.
Well, that'll be the most entertaining thing that they air that day.
Yeah,
I would think.
So they told me to expect it then. So, and they were able to get players that the NFL Films people did not get, and get me and Jane. NFL had me, but they didn't have Jane. So ESPN is going to have both.
Jane Chastain, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was like a pioneer Miami sportscaster. Right?
Yeah, she was a pioneer sportscaster. Period.
Right. She ended up being on the networks, but she got her start down here. With you and Bernie Rosen?
Yep. I was her photographer for a while, and then she was the one who actually kind of encouraged me and pushed me into the seat because I wasn't sure I was ready to do it.
All right, Tony. Way to go, kid. The rest is history, as they say, man. You were like Lou Gehrig.
At 18, yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
Well, it was great. I talked to Kerry Sanders the other day when he retired, and he goes, "I didn't hit 41. What there's this? Did you hit the Segreto something? Is sort of the
what's the bar at? 41 years you were doing this stuff?
Yeah,
wow,
a little over 40, like between 40 and 41 years. But we always kind of lean toward the higher.
Ed Bishop
one.
was a kid when you started. Unbelievable. She she looked old for the last 20 years of her career, did she not, Ann Bishop?
The
Bless her
joke
heart.
was that I was like Moses left in the
Yeah.
wicker
I mean, you
basket
still
on
look
the
young,
step.
Tony. You really do. You look good, kid. That's for sure.
Not
I
bad for not bad for a guy in the 70s.
All right, tell us about Catholic Health Services here. As we're going to take you up till about 9 o'clock with Old School with Tony Segreto, and a lot of stuff to get into here on the show. But medical, I finally got some decent medical care from my primary care guy. The next day, they actually paid
Wow.
some attention to my needs, got me whatever medication there was for this this COVID-19, and it's out of my system now. So that's good. But it's not uncommon to get no response. And that's why we originally fell in love with the people at Catholic Health Services when I first experienced that their amazing communicative skills, as opposed to the runaround that you get in almost every other facet of the medical so-called healthcare industry today.
To me, that makes the difference. It really, to me, honest to goodness, that makes the difference. We've talked about if you go into a Catholic Health Services rehab facility, um, it's going to look like any other rehab facility you go into in terms of maybe the size is different and the configuration is different. But I'm talking about they're going to have the same equipment, as a normal facility. They're going to have therapists. They're going to have all these people. They're going to, and all these people are at the top of their game. The difference is the human element that the human equation, I like to say, because they make you feel as if you're the only one they need to take care of. Remember the great Bobby Bowden? One of the things they said about Bobby was that when you were in his company, he made you feel like you were the only one on the earth that he cared about. And that's an art. And Catholic Health Services is that way with its patients. They make you feel that you are number one. You're the special one because of how they care for you. They make you feel like you're part of their family, whether it's the therapist, the doctor, the nurse, the administrators, those who clean the area. They all embrace you. They know your name. They know what's going on with you. And then you add to that how all of the therapists and the doctors and the administrators stay in touch with the family. Because there's no question that when there is an issue with some member of your family, it impacts the entire family because you need to go back and forth to the hospital. You need to know what's going on with the rehab facility. What Catholic Health Services does is they take you along the way, every step of the way. It's going like down their yellow brick road. They tell you what you can expect, how they're going to treat this. And then when it's time for you to go back home, they're going to tell you what you need to do and what you need to look out for. The communication is extraordinary. There's nothing like it, and they'll do it twice, 3 times a day if need be. They're going to make sure that you stay in the loop, and when you put your head on that pillow at night, you can rest easily knowing that your loved one is being taken care of.
It's
Catholic
good
Health
stuff too,
Services
man.
is a special place, man.
Yeah.
Special place with special people.
And it's good to be able to get back up on your feet. I mean, after
Yeah.
sitting out 6 weeks with this broken
Sure.
toe, all of a sudden I got out there yesterday and did my thing, and it was like, wow, how much did I miss this?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's worth a little bit
Exactly.
of pain there, go through the rehab or whatever. But nonetheless, I mean, Catholic Health Service is fantastic at what they do. There's no question,
Exactly.
the best in the business. And you want to get back to being well again. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about. And you want to
No
feel good
question
about it
about it.
during the process. All
No
right, we're coming
question
back with
about it.
more with Tony Segreto. It's Old School with Tony Segreto on a Monday. Snowing there, huh, Tone? I mean,
When we come back from the break,
it's like a whiteout in the background there.
I'll show you. I'm going to show you what it looks like outside. Okay.
All right.
So let me see if I can get this arranged here. I'm going to get my.
You got the snow tires on? What do you got? You got.
I'm going to get my mic ready, and yeah, I got.
Oh, you're
snow
gonna go
tires.
outside with the camera? Awesome.
Well,
man.
I'm just gonna sort of peek. I'm gonna show you
Okay.
when we come back. When we come
All right.
back. Okay.
Snowing for people here in South Florida in just a moment. Now that.
The time.
Snowing there. It's 8:23.
Folks, Tony Segreto here. Let me ask you a question. What do you look for when you go out to eat? Good food, obviously, friendly atmosphere, not too loud, but good energy, reasonable prices, and a place where you feel comfortable. All those ingredients, no pun meant there, are hard to find unless you're talking about the Texas Roadhouse. You see, they encompass all of those attributes. Really, really good food, amazing atmosphere, good for a family, good for a date, or just a night out for yourself, and prices that will make you extremely happy. Their ribs unmatched. Steaks hand cut every day. Everything, and I mean everything, is made on site, including their incredible bread. It's the one day, folks, that you can forget about low-carb diets. Trust me when I tell you, Texas Roadhouse, your restaurant, your destination when you say, where should we go and eat tonight?
From the newly renovated sports bar to the beautiful bayside views captured at the Tiki Bar, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill has it all. Located at mile marker 104, the Big Chill also offers waterfront dining while experiencing breathtaking sunset views of the Florida Keys. It's simply the hottest spot in the Keys to cool off. That's Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill at mile marker 104 in Key Largo. For more information, call today at 305-453-9066.
All right, one thing that I love about you, Tony, and we discovered this over time, although it took a while to kind of realize what the heck was really going on there. As distinguished as you are, and as many people as you deal with your various committees that you're on, Orange Ball, this, that, boards of trustees of universities, deep inside, I mean, lurks. I don't know that it's a sick degenerate, but there is a degenerate nature, and nobody loves college football. I believe next to women's softball, college football is really the most passionate sport that you're all about, Tony Segreto. Is that not correct?
I love it. I love it. Let's say we talk about being the intelligent degenerate, the one who doesn't say it out loud, but
those are mutually exclusive, my friend. There is no intelligent degenerate. If you're a degenerate, you've already shown a lack of intelligence or intellect.
Defo and Lubie love kicking it old school with the legendary Tony Segreto.
Very appropriate, though, that, there he is by the window.
All right, hold up. Wait.
Happening. Tony Segreto in Vermont,
ready?
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, now, don't tell me you're going to open a door?
Oh, don't die on us.
This is an experiment here. It's like following Anthony
Slow,
Bourdain
It's ice
somewhere in
everywhere.
Thailand. Look at this.
You
Okay.
choose this? This is by choice, brother.
It's actually sort of slowed down a little bit.
That's your backyard, huh?
Yeah,
It's
well,
all
yeah,
ice.
it's the back part, so you get stone wall.
I hear
all
birds in
way-
the background now.
all the way down.
Wow, look at that.
Kind of gives you.
All right. Doesn't look that terrible.
It's about 1.5 feet right now. So,
Okay.
We'll bring this back in, and this is kind of an experiment. You're right. I'm all tied up in wires, but we'll get back to where we were in a second.
Okay,
But-
everything's just got to unravel backwards now. But that was a great view because people here in South Florida, it was like the 50-year anniversary of the snowfall or something.
Yeah.
Remember, what did we get? Like a little brush of snow in, what was it, 72?
Yeah, it was kind
Something
of
like
it's kind of
73?
Yeah, it was. I think it was 73. It was
Yeah,
kind
it had
of
to
funny.
be 73.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because people go, yeah, but it didn't stick. Well, the ground's not frozen.
Yeah.
That's
It was
part of
80
the
degrees at
problem.
noon. Yeah. all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
exactly. It's sort
Unbelievable.
of we call it Disney cold. It's pretend. It's not.
Now,
real.
can you get lost there? I mean, like you drive your car into a snowdrift and that's it? No more Segreto? Are you concerned at all about your overall well-being?
Well, yeah, we're always concerned, but we watch it. We take it. We're not stupid. We make sure the road. Here in Vermont,
Do you have like
they
a
are
Jeep?
so-
I mean, what are you driving?
they- I have an all-wheel drive
Okay.
SUV, but
All right.
and it's got the snow feature. But here's the thing: here in Vermont, they're so prepared. This is they embrace this weather.
This is nothing, huh?
They embrace this weather. The ski slopes need it. The economy needs it.
Yeah.
They live off snow and fall, and
Okay.
so they're ready. They have snow plows everywhere, and so they're really good at keeping up with the roads. It's absolutely remarkable how good they are at keeping up with all of that. So it's all good, and it's so picturesque. I mean, it's just it's when the kids were little, when my children were little, I had walked the 30 acres, and I strategically had placed.
You have 30 acres of land there?
30 acres?
Yeah.
Segreto. Wow. Very impressive, Tony.
I'm the mini one, man. Most people have. I was talking to a lady yesterday.
30 acres. I mean, you could
Is it just one? Okay, so what do you do with
never
all the
cover all that
acres?
ground. Yeah.
Hmm?
Is it just one home? Like, do you have little? Like,
You gonna
what do
open a
you do?
casino? What are you doing back there?
What do you do?
I have a casino. Yeah, I have a restaurant. but no. So let me finish. So first of all, a couple things. So when the kids were little, before they could kind of get out, I walked the property and I put up chimes throughout the entire
Okay.
30 acres, so that God forbid they got lost. they could just follow the chimes home. And a couple times that happened, where they just literally.
Hey, you get the
But
whiteout.
I thought of you yesterday, Jeff and
Uh-oh.
Mike. I've thought of you both because I was invited to a friend's house for a brunch, and they are of Jewish faith, and he had sent in from his favorite Jewish deli in New York.
Oh yeah,
He had
wow.
sent in bagels, lox,
Nice.
whitefish,
Nice.
herring, chicken livers. It was a remarkable lunch. I
Wow.
mean, it was
Good for you.
absolutely fantastic.
Mayo would have loved that. That's for sure. I'm not big on Jewish food, believe it or not. I do
Really?
like some things, but
Big
yeah,
fan.
whitefish, you can have that. Lox, I don't care for at all. What else? Gefilte fish, I would never touch.
Yeah, they had that.
Ever.
They had the herring. They had herring.
Yeah, liver, chopped liver, all of that. You can have all
Yeah,
that.
the chopped
Tony.
liver. Yeah, it was great. But I was talking to a woman at this.
So what do you
this
do? You
brunch.
walk there? I mean, how do you get
No,
there?
no. You drove.
Okay.
I drove there. So I was talking to this woman. We were sitting by each other at this brunch, and she and her husband have 230 acres. The couple next to them,
230. Wow.
yeah, the couple next to them had 500 acres. The couple next to them had 100 acres. It's like it's just because there's so much land here, people buy their homes. And it's cheap when we got it 34 years ago. So it's just it
was like $1 an acre back then, man.
It was a lot different.
It was like the Carlo lots in New Jersey, right? But you had to buy a minimum of 8. Eric Estrada was on the sign, advertising the properties.
Exactly.
Oh, very close to all facilities.
But I wanted to give you a peek of the snowfall. It's majestic here.
All right.
It's unspoiled, and it's quite something to see.
Looks nice. I mean, it really does, Tony.
It's beautiful. It's a
I wish you
picture.
luck.
It looks beautiful.
Getting out of there. All right, Ray. The clip coming in. You mentioned how much you love college football, and it was. I have a topical sports talk thing for you, Tony, because curious to get your opinion on this. But when you see a deal like this quarterback from Florida was supposed to get like $15 million or whatever, and name, image, and licensing fees, just to come there, and the deal falls through somehow. And the professor got on a rant about this, which there's an element of truth to it. If there wasn't such greed in the beginning here, when this whole name, image, and likeness thing popped up, and there were lawsuits, and the courts were very reluctant to take the NCAA to task and mess with what was going on. All the NCAA had to do was concede like some nominal amount of money to the players, and they would have maintained control of the sport.
Yeah, I mean,
but instead, it's a whole. What is this that we're looking at now, college?
They went from we're gonna penalize you if an alumnus takes you to lunch, or if somebody gives you a job at the local movie theater. We're going to penalize you. We're going to suspend you. We're going to levy sanctions against the entire university. They went from that to
Wow, West.
all right. Open the doors. Let's go.
I mean,
Open the pocketbooks.
They could have leveraged some control for a longer period of time.
I told you when I was for the Orange Bowl game, I was sitting with Stan Wilcox, who is basically second in command of the NCAA. And Stan.
Do they even have an office anymore? The NCAA?
In Indianapolis.
Oh yeah,
and the timing wasn't right, but I was just begging to ask him, like, what the heck? This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. Now, I mean, we're going from guys not making anything and saying they should make something to now it being totally out of control.
Making more money than some pro quarterbacks. I mean, this Brock Purdy's making $1 million. This kid was going to go to Florida, make 15. Unbelievable.
It's just incredible. How is that possible?
I don't know. I mean, but where does it lead to? Obviously somebody has the money to do this.
And then there's the young girl. I don't know her name. The Today Show.
The gymnast.
Feature, from LSU, who's like killing it. And she, to her defense, she's didn't make the money from gymnastics. She made it from her social media. She's just, again, the total package. A beautiful young woman, very smart. Very good.
The two twins that play basketball.
Exactly.
They're now on UM.
Yeah.
They were like at
Yeah.
Fresno State or something, making $1 million a year in name, image, and license or likeness fees. But it's just weird. Jim Larinaga was talking about this with regard to basketball. Although I think he has used the system to his advantage. I don't
Yeah.
know, what kind of capital is involved in some of these transfer portal guys coming to the team, but he was telling us a couple of years ago that it's going to be helter skelter, and you're going to need to approach this as if it was a whole new landscape, and that's what it appears to be. But do you think overall that's going to diminish the number of teams that are viable to win championships every year, or
Yeah. I
that
mean,
it's actually going to be like good for the game somehow?
we could. I don't think it's good for the game.
Yeah.
I think these young men should make and young women should make money, but I don't think it's basically now. It's going to be the New York Yankees all over again. Can we? What
And there
university
is no spending limit. I mean, none.
No,
No,
there's no
Zero cap.
ceiling.
Yeah,
No, none whatsoever. So now you're going to pick.
that's great.
You're going to pick. You're going to pick your university based on location and their marketing skills, right?
Yeah.
So what does that do to a place like Utah? And no disrespect to Utah, but it's not a marketing.
But it's out there in the wilderness there. Unless you're one of the Osmonds, you're a loser.
And all of a sudden, does Rutgers become good? Because they're right near New York. I mean, how does that work?
They get some of that construction money.
Yeah,
coming in there in
exactly.
Piscataway.
So how does that work? So I don't, and then do the universities with the dough, like does the wealthy ones, the really wealthy ones, the Harvards and the Yales and all the Ivy Leagues, what do? Dartmouth, they can afford.
So far, they haven't shown that same kind of
No,
inclination.
none whatsoever.
They just,
None.
fawn all
None
over
whatsoever.
themselves to
Yeah.
get players to pay.
None whatsoever.
Get paid like $15-20 million to come to the school. But I mean, it definitely. I think.
What do you think? I think it's awful.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I thought obviously it was awful what was going on before. The whole cloak of amateurism was a complete joke, and the way that the sport was administrated by the NCAA was very much, in my opinion, not on the level. You could probably nail every school if you wanted to. Certain schools never seemed to be under scrutiny. Others were under scrutiny at all times and suffered a lot of consequences. And everybody was, the big joke was, right, I mean, how is Bo Jackson, on a college team? You don't think you got a couple of bucks, to go, to Auburn there? So, I mean, this is going on everywhere. This has been going on forever. I mean, going way back.
Look at slush funds. The slush funds back in the day when the Elliott brothers got nailed. So
I remember, I've mentioned this a few times. There was a kid from Long Island. He was a hotshot basketball player named Dennis Duval. Went on to a rather non-distinguished pro career, but was a great college basketball player and high school player. And, the guy he came from like, kind of a poor neighborhood on Long Island. And he literally was driving like a red Ferrari at Syracuse in 1973, I think he got there. So you're asking yourself, how is this possible, right? Obviously, there was some money being thrown around, and it has been forever. But I don't know that it ever was going to reach these proportions, where it's just so out of control that you have a salary cap in the NFL. You couldn't pay probably the roster of not even a championship team. What it's costing to put a team together.
Listen, you know what? I think it's really good for the Olympic sports. I hope the Olympic sports athletes can get money. I don't think we're talking millions of dollars, but I think it's great if the rowers and the gymnasts and the softball players and the women's basketball, not women's basketball because they're not an Olympic sport, but sports like that. I hope they can find something for themselves, and get some money into their pockets. They're not going to, they're not going to demand that kind of money, the 15 million, but how in the world you can promise a kid 15 million is beyond me. Is just absolutely.
Imagine it. I mean, I don't know. Was that a season or in total, or was he gonna?
We don't know. We don't know what the actual breakdown was. The whole thing was freaking ridiculous. And most people have said it was a stupid deal, and who knows where that number came from, because that's not what people are getting yet. Look, to me, the thing is, it's simple. It's the Wild West. True. Is it going to be the ruination of college football? Probably. And was it long overdue? Yes. And did they make the bed? And is it well deserved? Yes. Should they lie in it? Yes. Because for years, first of all, it was already getting paid, but even then they were underpaid. It was a joke. And our friend Ken is right. Like they got to the point where they're paying us assistants, millions of dollars, but the players can't get their own. Johnny Manziel can't sell his jersey. Like, come on. Like, I'm sorry. If you want to be that hardline and that incongruous, then this is what you get. The floodgates are going to open, and you have to lie in it. And
yeah, I mean, now the horses are galloping, and to bring them back into the stall is going to be next to impossible.
Oh no, there's no turning back on this. But the professor's other point was, peace could have been had and brokered if they had just said, "Hey, we'll give you guys $1,500 a month or whatever," as opposed to whatever nominal amount of money you get now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, at least it would have staved off. They could have had some kind of agreement in place for years,
and then made it a level playing field.
Yeah.
Because now
it would have made some sense.
Because now you basically married. You talk about perfect storm. You married the transfer portal to
NIL.
The NIL.
Yes.
That's basically what you've done. And
it's
that
free
marriage
agency.
now is exactly. It's all about
100%.
free agency.
Professional free agency.
Yeah,
no
really
question. I don't have a problem with a player being able to transfer. I always thought that was absurd.
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem.
He would have to sit out a year, whereas a coach could leave and take his entire staff with him to another school, and they would prosper. And then whatever kid, in some situations the kid went there for a specific coach. In others, he wasn't getting his fair shake, or so he thought. Should be able to go play somewhere else. I always felt that way. So that was good. I mean, but now, I mean, you see what's happening.
I do
this
think
guy like Hartman, I mean, he had Wake Forest emblazoned on his heart. He had a big W and an F. And all of a sudden, after like 9 years of school there, he decides, you know what? I think I'll go play for Notre Dame. Hello. I mean,
but he graduated Wake Forest, so he had that one more. He had that one more year.
He was there like 7 years.
Started.
Yeah,
and that's how that started. I don't find a problem with that, but I do. Here's the thing. I think that being, that transfer portal needs to be managed a little bit better. Like a coach can leave any time, but coaches don't leave in the middle of the season, right? They'll leave at the end of the season. I don't think a player should go, okay, I'm declaring now and I'm not going to play anymore.
Trade deadline.
So I think that there's got to be a better way of controlling that portal and how it works. And I told you when I was with Dabo Sweeney and Josh Heupel, they were telling me that they had to hire a whole addition to the staff, just to be able to concentrate on the transfer portal.
You need a general manager, basically.
And the shame of it is, you've got all of these athletes that want to go in the portal. Once they commit to that portal and they're not picked, if they're not going anywhere, they're done. Their career is done. So they need to be able to have advisors that, like the same ones that will tell you you're going to be a second round pick or a third round pick. Yeah. You make you decide what bed you want to live in. That's what needs to happen.
Hey, you got to roll the dice sometimes, and unfortunately, so not everybody succeeds at that. But it has thrown chaos into college football, and probably to a lesser extent college basketball, but also having a significant impact there as well. And like you say, Tony, I mean, it's trickled down to other sports where some of these people, like the gymnast, making $1 million in endorsements, where we never would have heard of her before.
Right.
An obscure college gymnast that wasn't necessarily in the international spotlight. It wasn't like this woman was Olga Corbett or something like that. All right, we're going to come back with more with Tony Segreto. Ed Garcia, any shot? Lubie,
so if you want to hold off on that, he's trying. He had an appointment, and I reached out to him this morning because I totally forgot that we didn't have Tony until yesterday. So he did get back to me, and he's going to try and get on with us. So let's hold off on Roadhouse for a second, just in case we can get the one and only Ed Garcia to join us.
All right. Well, we'll tell you about some other wonderful places in the meantime here. And that would be, of course, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill. The Jimmy looking good on the between games, halftime, and post-game shows and all of that. And he actually says something, as opposed to some of the others that are on the panel there, where you're thinking, what on earth are these guys talking about?
Yeah. I'm actually going to be spending a day with Jimmy. Let's see, in a week and a half. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's the occasion?
We're going down to interview him for the oral history project that we're doing for the 100-year anniversary for the University of Miami.
Oh, very nice.
We've done about 75, 80 interviews already, and
Will
they
you be
all
at the Big
go.
Chill by
They
chance,
all
or going to
go.
Jimmy's house?
We're going to Jimmy's house.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been there before, and it's so much fun. It's beautiful. It's a great place. So we've done about 78, 80 interviews, and they all go at least 90 minutes. So
Oh no, he's great. Jimmy can talk all day for sure.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, and they've all been fun. I mean, I've met some just remarkable people on this path.
It's kind of a nice thing. Now, do you stay at Jimmy's house overnight there while you're doing
No,
this filming?
no. We're just gonna go down
It's
there.
got the guest house right next door.
No, not last winter, but the winter before, we spent a weekend with Jimmy Kelly up at his hunting lodge in upstate New York.
Oh, nice.
Which was fantastic.
Tony out there with a shotgun? I can't see it. Really? No.
Never know.
He's a mountain man. Did you see where he lives?
I don't know. I don't see Tony shooting at animals. I just don't for some reason.
No, I don't. I will not shoot.
He lives for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see Tony pulling the trigger on some poor unsuspecting bird just happened to land down there and eating some seeds, fell off a tree. All right, Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill though. So stop by there and have the Italian fisherman pizza.
Yes, you should.
You're going to beat us to the punch there. You're going to get there before we are.
I think we're going to go
which is coming up. Lubie's
I'm still waiting to do the show down there. That's why
it's happening. It's happening. Yeah.
Big game. I've talked with them. Like you said, Jimmy's very busy. We're seeing him on the weekend. So when his schedule opens up, because we want to have Jimmy on, that's the whole point. So after
who's doing this? Who's doing the Super Bowl this year? CBS.
I think it's Fox.
Fox, I believe.
Fox.
Yeah, I heard those guys saying they were going to be.
Jimmy's going to be tied up until what's the Super Bowl date? The 11th,
February 12th.
Yeah,
sometime mid
3 weeks. Yeah, unbelievable. All right, so anyway, we'll get down there. Jimmy Johnson's Big Chill, mile marker 104, the Overseas Highway, Key Largo. All right, coming back with more with Tony, a little old school on a Monday, and hoping Tony can get out of town in one piece there with the snow falling.
Yeah, be careful.
Gently in Vermont on his 30-acre, absolute mansion. And
not a mansion, it's a cabin.
It looks good there, Tony. It really does. Back with more with Tony Segreto and Old School in a moment. Now that.
The time.
Heat up some pancakes, maybe some bacon and eggs. It's 8:46. Ponies in Style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in Style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. You know, since day one, Catholic Health Services has been part of Old School. And since we've started letting people know about them, it's changed their lives. You see, Catholic Health Services, while being recognized as one of the top places for stroke rehab in the country, it's also about a group of people who not just excel in what they do, from the doctors to the nurses to the therapist, on and on and on. It's how they do what they do every single day that separates them from the pack. They do it with a passion, unmatched, and the inclusion of family in every step of the process. Trust me when I tell you this. If you want the best, unmatched rehab with a special group of skilled, caring people, there is truly only one place, and that one place is Catholic Health Services.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in the Plantation location, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. Their hours have changed a little bit. Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 10, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11:30 to 10. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar, and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
All right, one thing that I love about you, Tony, and we discovered this over time, although it took a while to kind of realize what the heck is really going on there. As distinguished as you are, and as many people as you deal with your various committees that you're on, Orange Ball, this, that, boards of trustees of universities, deep inside, I mean, lurks. I don't know that it's a sick degenerate, but there is a degenerate nature, and Nobody loves
Is
college
it?
football. I believe next to women's softball, college football is really the most passionate sport that you're all about, Tony Segreto. Is that not
I
correct?
love it. I love it. Let's say we talk about being the intelligent degenerate, the one who like doesn't say it out loud, but
Those are mutually
but keeps
I was
exclusive,
like,
my
that's a
friend.
thing.
but keep it.
There is
Yeah,
no
yeah,
intelligent
yeah.
degenerate. If you're a degenerate, you've already shown a lack of intelligence or intellect.
Defo and Lubie love kicking it old school with the legendary Tony Segreto.
All right. Mayo almost did it, Tony. Mike Mayo. He almost went 0-10 in his playoff predictions against the
really?
point spread. He was
By the way,
0-9 going into the last game. 0-9.
Jesus.
And then he had San Francisco. And you know,
I was flirting with it.
imagine. I mean, you know, the odds on that are so phenomenal. It was the 6-team losing parlay that Mayo gave us, which we could have gone the opposite way of his predictions, paid 48-1.
Wow.
So you would have had 4,800 going to a 14 parlay, which I believe pays in the neighborhood of 12-1. And imagine that. You know, we could have comped like 60,000
Didn't
if we had
Mr.
just gone
Cynical
against them.
didn't Mr. Cynical go to the Texas Roadhouse?
Yes.
He did, yes, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
was, of course,
Really?
go on a weekend. So it was,
He found a couple of issues, but
So,
that's just him.
and
I
again,
wouldn't.
that's not them. That's who goes on a Saturday night at like 7 and expects
Yeah.
it to be like a Tuesday. Like,
Right.
you
And he
use
did
the
the
app.
old, do you know who I am? He did want to know. No, he didn't
He
do
didn't do
that.
that. He used the
No.
app. He liked the app. He liked the food. He had a good experience.
The fresh baked bread, I mean, they bring the basket to the table, which I like, man. That's a touch. Right? You're not looking around going,
Yeah.
can we get some of that bread here? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
None of that. All right. Ed Garcia managed to join us, even though we had to flip a few things around here, and he joins us now. There he is.
Hey, Ed, thank you for doing this for us, man.
Hey, no problem. I'm
Glad you
hanging
were
out
able
at your
to.
chateau here, Tony. I appreciate you letting me hang out here. Beautiful pool.
Yeah, well, I'm hanging out in the snow here. I was gonna. That's why we're doing it today. I was gonna try and pull out today and do the show later in the week, but we're in the middle of a snowstorm here, so I'm pulling out tomorrow. And I figured, well, let's do it today and get it done. Make sure we can do it the right way and not be on the road. So, welcome. And the pool looks great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. What kind of another great weekend for football? I've got to believe you guys are killing it, and just want to know what the latest update is and what we can expect as we go into conference championships and then the Super Bowl and all the great things that we can do and watch these games at Texas Roadhouse.
Well, a lot of great things are happening. Not only great football, but don't forget Valentine's Day is coming. So
Yeah,
buy
right.
that gift.
When's that?
plan-
Valentine's Day.
When's that? Oh no.
Yep. So a lot of great things are coming up, and so we're expecting, to have a great month. Again, we're kicking it with a lot of TVs. We also do carry out. We also do our famous family platters. So if you wanted to set something up and you're just gonna have a couple friends over and you want to eliminate some items, I mean, you can do it as simple as just mashed potatoes. If you want to just do salad, I just have, who wants to prepare a salad and dressing and all that other stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice and simple. We can get you a big tray and all that great stuff. And so those are a lot of good things. But if you're going to come into the restaurant, we love to have you. We line dance every hour on the half hour. We have some great toe tapping music. We have a whole bunch of TVs. And as Defo was just talking about, that fresh baked bread is absolutely phenomenal. Coming out of the oven every 5 minutes, you can't go wrong. So just make sure you use our mobile app or call ahead so we can get you a spot inside the restaurant. You don't have to wait too long.
Well, all I know is that the other day I burned the bread, the candle you sent me, the
Honey
bread,
cinnamon butter.
cinnamon butter. I burned that candle. That's not fair.
It smells the whole house.
It's not fair because now all of a sudden you're looking, where's the bread? Where's the bread? And it's like, oh, you have got to be kidding me. This is like, I had to blow the candle out because it was making me salivate, but we talk about the sirloin, we talk about the ribs and how the meat falls off the ribs. And we've talked about the sweet potato, but I want to tell you something. If you love, folks, I am not kidding. If you love mashed potatoes the mashed potatoes at Texas Roadhouse. First of all, they're real potatoes. They're not powdered
That's right.
potatoes.
That's
They're
right.
made fresh every day. Correct, Ed?
No,
They're
100. We not fresh every day, but we make them fresh almost every like 20 to 30 minutes.
okay.
Oh, wow.
So forgive me for that mistake. But yeah, so there you go. And when it comes to the table, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, when I do the commercials when Ed's not here, we say, I know a lot of people are on low carb diets. This is the one day when you go to Texas Roadhouse, you go, screw that.
Yeah.
Here's
Because
where it
I'm
is.
going to get
Yes.
mashed potatoes. I'm going to get bread. And right, Ed,
Absolutely.
we asked this a while ago, and I just want to refresh people's mind. How much bread do you go through? Do you have any clue?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to do some homework and give you that number, but I'll tell you. I bet you 9. Oh man, now you got me curious. I'm gonna say, look at this math on the fly right here. So at least 5,000 pieces a week per restaurant.
Oh, wow.
So
That's just Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just us.
scratch that. I'm sorry, 11,000 per restaurant.
Wow.
At least pieces
Oh
of bread.
my goodness! And I want people to also think
a lot of bread.
when they hear us talking about Texas Roadhouse. It's not. They have fish. They have chicken.
I was
That
gonna
is
say,
absolutely
clearly
and
you
no.
went there and enjoyed it. I mean,
Yeah, the fish is fantastic. The salmon. Ed and I have had salmon there together, and the salmon is absolutely
green beans,
spectacular.
corn.
Yeah, the burgers are There's nothing like a great Saturday night burger with some great French fries, or have the mashed potatoes with the sweet potato on the side, a couple cold beers, and you're set. You're set
Oh.
for the night. So
Absolutely. That smokehouse burger got 2 different cheeses on there, a little dash of barbecue sauce and some bacon. Can't go wrong. That will cure quite a few things.
yeah, it will. Yeah. It'll cure quite a few things, and you'll be talking to your cardiologist a week later, but you'll be having a smile on your face without question.
Living life.
Exactly. You've got to live it to the fullest, right? And
That's right.
you just got to learn how to control it. But yeah, it's worth it. It's more than worth it. Try it, folks. Texas Roadhouse, special place.
Great spot, man. And even my finicky eating grandchildren love it at 4 and 7 years old. So not only is it great for adults, but great for the entire
Whole
family. Yeah. Because they will refuse to go to certain restaurants. Most of them, actually. At Texas Roadhouse, as soon as that comes up, it's like, yeah, let's go, Grandpa. Fantastic.
Fresh chicken. Those chicken tenders, which a lot of the children get the chicken tenders, are made fresh to order. It's fresh chicken. We batter it per hand, every single individual piece. So
Yeah.
makes a big difference. And then, some kids are picky about the dipping sauces, whether they do ketchup or dressings, but all our dressings are made from scratch. So that adds a nice little twist.
Yeah, they love it. And they didn't mind whipping out the $25 coupon that we stole from the radio station. 4-year-old Christian just says, we got this.
Yeah. I have to add, not only are the dressings made from scratch, they have to be taste tested, right, Lubie? They have to be taste tested by the manager and by other people in the kitchen. Yeah, 3 people have got to taste it before it even gets put on the
That's
the
right.
So it's quite a machine.
Hence my belly. I'm not going to get up and prove it to you because
Now you look
as
good,
we're
kid.
building the appetite, I can quickly take it away. But
No, you look great. Ed Garcia, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks,
you,
Ed. It's
Texas
great
Roadhouse
great to see you, man. Thanks for
That was a
coming
good
on.
spot.
Thanks for making the time. But it really is a special
Everybody
place.
will rearrange their social calendar to accommodate the great Tony Segreto. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy you are, Tony.
Yeah, let me
People love
tell
you.
you. Well, we're very blessed, but I just want to say one more thing. We joke a lot and we laugh and we talk about Texas Roadhouse. Trust me, folks, try it, give it a shot.
Great spot. Yeah.
It really is a great spot, and it makes you when you walk in there, they make you feel comfortable. It's not a stuffy place.
Well,
at
and you're
all.
not getting whacked. I mean, not that other
Mm-mm.
restaurants are overpriced necessarily, but the fact that they can have this level of quality and maintain the price points that they have all around the country, it's sensational.
Yeah,
And then, the other thing, too, it's always good. And we get this a lot when we do the Mike Mayo Lunchbox Show. And you meet the owner of restaurants or the people that are running a particular place. And it was like a passion of theirs. And they put everything they have into it. And they're into every last detail. And that's kind of the way this is set up, even though it's a chain of restaurants. They're individually owned and operated. And the people take just tremendous pride and care as if
Yeah,
they had created the menu and the whole concept themselves. So that makes a big difference in that type of restaurant where you're looking for consistency, number one, but
Yep.
also the prices are right on the money. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely great. So good spot, Tony. We have to get out there. I mean, if you make it home, are you going to be okay
Wow, what's going on?
driving? I mean, what's going on?
Well, I've been with you the last hour. I'm not going to leave today.
How about
I'm
a
going to be
reassessment of where you're at?
I'm
So
going to
What's
you're
be
coming down for
I
an
got to be
extended
plowed
period?
out, and God willing, I'll have clear path. Tomorrow is my open window. I have to
okay?
do it tomorrow because another snowstorm's coming in on Wednesday.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
So,
right.
which is going
And
to
how
dump
far
us
down does
at
this
least.
extend? I mean, are you going to be able to escape this treachery?
Yeah, as
Maybe
long
by
as
the
I
time
can.
you get to
Well, if I
Boston or
can,
something.
if I can pull out tomorrow, I'm going to be making my way to Pennsylvania. So,
Wow. What's
it
the
should be
first
okay.
stop? I mean, the first place you actually stop.
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg,
Is
Pennsylvania.
that real? Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Right by actually literally
Visit some
by
monuments and stuff. Yeah.
by the battlefield. Yeah, by the
Oh,
battlefield.
wow.
Nice.
Yeah, right by the battlefield.
How's the grub there? Is there like a local joint you go to, or
Yeah, well, actually, I stay in a hotel. I actually stay in a hotel. It's just odd because when you're driving, when you like
yeah?
do the drive,
That's
usually
a long drive though. You do that straight through to Pennsylvania from Vermont.
no. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, from
How many
Vermont to
hours is that? Like
Pennsylvania.
12?
5-6
No,
hours.
it's like 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And but when you're usually driving on the road, you're staying at a Wyndham, or you're staying at a Days Inn, not a Days Inn, but
Super
something.
8.
Yeah,
Don't be
where
afraid to delve into
you
our
get
territory.
you
Yeah.
get a breakfast, and that isn't, that's
Yeah.
about all you get. The first hotel I stay in is the only one that actually has a restaurant. So if I want to go to the restaurant there, but there's a lot of restaurants around there. It's literally in the heart of Gettysburg, and so from there, and then from there we go to Savannah, and then from Savannah we'll take her home.
Oh, nice. So you make
God
a
willing,
nice little Americana tour out of the whole
Savannah's
thing.
nice.
yeah, I
Fantastic.
love driving. I love stopping and
See,
meeting people.
I don't like it anymore.
And,
I used to. I don't.
I'll stop at a Texas Roadhouse for dinner, or I'll stop, you got to stop at a Cracker Barrel.
You
and
got to
get
go
the
to some
biscuits.
quaint joint, though, don't you? And sample the local, cuisine. Yeah, Pennsylvania. What would it be? A pretzel.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's got to be something. All right. Well, always great, Tony. We love you.
Well, you too. Thank you. Thank
glad
you
you could
for
do this today.
accommodating me.
Yeah.
Thank you for
You
accommodating
did great.
me. And
We'll see you then. If you're driving, I presume you're going to be down here for some time. So hopefully we see you.
yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I hope so.
We'll plan on getting together.
Okay, sounds
maybe
good,
maybe
Tony.
I'll come to a lunchbox and see and
that'd be nice.
experience for myself how Mayo eats.
That you
All
don't
right.
want.
I don't know that you want to see this. You know how you used to use the disclaimer when clips were particularly graphic. Some guy gets shot, and you don't want to put it up on the news, and you would say, "Warning: this may be some sensitive material," or whatever that was that you said. That's how it is with Mayo eating. It really is. Louis used to do some really disgusting things when it came to eating, and
Has he gained a little weight?
Mayo? Well, I mean, from when he was a sports writer, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Over the
Yeah,
years.
when he became the food critic, he said he put on like 60 pounds.
No.
Well, I read it all the time, man. I mean, come on, Tony. This is his job now. Yeah. And he might have let some other things go, like exercise and things like that. So we got to get him on. I mean, we're going to get him on the right path. He's only 56. We don't want him checking out prematurely. No, that would be ugly. So, yeah, we'll get him. I mean, he'll end up running marathons by the end of this year. We're going to motivate him. All right, Tony, we'll see you down here. And thanks so much for being with us, my friend.
Thank
Always
you,
a
guys.
pleasure.
Have a great day.
Tony Segreto.